Just woke up, but guys, I'm going out to go and practice my slow riding. I've been doing it enough, but not enough. You understand what I'm saying? So taking my time, I'm gonna go out to find that little church that's not too far from me, practice some movements, stopping, braking, turning, left, right turns, circles, all that. I'm not gonna try to make really small, tight circles because I'm not in a situation where I need to do that, and I don't have the right amount of crash guards on the bike. I only have one crash guard, so I don't want the bike to have to go down, have to go get some new bags and nothing like that. Even though my bike did go down one time, a small slow ride, and the bag did not get messed up, but I don't want to chance any of that. But I am going to go out there and practice. I'm going to show y'all a couple of things. I have a few cones with me. Never really used the cones before, but I am going to use some cones as some visual markers, and we're going to get after it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to do. We're about to get it done. You ready? Let's go. All right, family. Like I said, we are getting ready to go and get some practice on the slow riding, controlling the bike and being in control at all times. Now, honestly speaking, this is not something that I know that I do enough of, right? I don't do enough of it. I should be doing enough of it, but to me, enough of it is not 3 times a week. It's not that. It's every freaking day that I get the opportunity to do it, okay? Every day. Like this right here, that's commitment, baby. That was a nice turn. See, if I wasn't able to practice, I wouldn't have been able to make that turn. And that's what I'm telling y'all. So keeping that load, keeping the tension on that brake, keeping the brake under control and keeping the throttle running, like my boy Robert Simmons will be talking about, is that compression zone. Now, when I was riding race bikes, I used to always practice slow speed because I lived in New York and I was riding in the city a lot. So that took me into a natural state of place to be able to control the bike. Plus I was, lane splitting in Manhattan when the traffic was crazy. And yeah, it's illegal, but you know what? I even had cops give me the right of way at the time. But you want to be able to control that bike. Like right now, being able to stop, load it, and then go. I'm at a stop sign, I let the bike stop. When the bike feel like it wants to take off, I'm moving. And I'm not going to give Robert Simmons all the props because I cannot say that he's the one that made me say, oh, I got to do that. But I'm going to give Robert Simmons all the props because he's the one that made me say, oh, I need to do that more. And he has given me more skills and more things to fine tune. So once again, I'm not giving him all the props. I'm going to give him 99% of the props. How about that? So Robert, if you're watching the video, thank you, brother, for doing all the work that you do, for being so encouraging to everybody, all the riders in here, including your friend that crashed in the back of your damn bike with your bright lights on. Now, I'm going in the rain. It's kind of weird. I'm actually going in the rain cloud. Man, yo, it's been weird today, man. I'm literally in rain right now, and behind me is no rain. This thing is crazy. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm still gonna push through. Where I'm going, it doesn't have a whole lot of open space, but it has enough space. And that's where I shot one of my videos where I was studying. But this little rain is not gonna stop me. If I gotta put on my rain gear or pull underneath the overpass first, then I'll do that. But this little rain ain't stopped me. Back to Robert. So the way Robert teaches, he reminds me so much of how I teach in the fitness world. He teaches with assertion, but he does not teach judgmental. I saw his recent video and it was 4 or 5 guys. And there was one rider who was a very, very weak rider when it comes to slow riding. I mean, he needed a lot of work, but I give him props for going there and being a part of it and to be seen on the YouTube channel. People like that I love. There are a lot of people who was so caught up in themselves and so shy and so perfect that they're not willing to go and make themselves look like an idiot. Like you look like an idiot when you maintain the same levels and don't improve your skills. How about that? You don't look like an idiot when you go to learn from somebody who's so good. And he figured out he's actually better on his right turn than he is in his left turns, and he started fine-tuning. And the whole time, my boy Robert is just being on point, talking to everybody with the same tone, being funny, making his wise jokes at times, and that's what it's supposed to be. Look, by the way, no rain. I know I'm jumping to the next place, but it's okay. No more rain. This has been going on all day, okay? It's like I'm right here today, and I see like right near that tree is a pile of rain for like 3 minutes of rain, and then we're back into normal. The clouds are clear. In some parts, the clouds are dark. And others, oh God, that bump! Oh, damn, that bump is crazy. Damn, that thing just knocked me into another dimension. But you know, but I do feel inspired, man, and I'm gonna go take some courses with him too. I'm gonna definitely take a drive out to Georgia. Well, not Georgia. I think it's Poway, Georgia. Poway. I forgot the name of the area. I'm still not used to the names here. I'm still new in Georgia, but I'm gonna take a ride out there and take his course. But in the meantime, I'm still gonna practice more and more and more and more, fine-tune my skills, get better and better and better each time. And every time I get better, I give myself a pound. Like for example, the turn that I just made back there at my house, I give myself a pound. Because when you have the handlebar, you see over here is where I normally go. But I think I have another spot that I'm gonna try out. When I turn my handlebars on a bigger bike with the longer handlebars, it's a different feeling, right? So you can't use your front brakes, period. If you try to use your front brakes, it's gonna be nasty for you. So I keep the brakes covered, the rear brakes covered, and have the throttle loaded. And if I feel like I can't make it, I either stop the bike or go straight ahead. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Leave it in the comments. Are you practicing? Are you staying on board? Are you practicing your slow movements? Practice your slow movement. You don't need to worry about making tight U-turns. Once again, that's just to be able to do it. That's not a part of my agenda, at least not yet. Not with this bike, you know. But practicing these turns and being here goes the spot. Practicing these turns and being able to slowly control your move, load it up. Like right now, I'm gonna go here slow. There we go, see? So I'm here. There's a lot of cars here, a lot of people passing by. I don't have the ego to be ashamed that somebody saying, oh my God, look at that beginner riding. No. The people are gonna say, damn, look at what he's doing. I wish I could do that. All right, let's do this. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I don't know the proper names, but I'm gonna call this one bob and weave. I have 4 cones set on each parking spot, and I'm gonna work around those parking spots. It's pretty tight. I did not make them wide because I want to see how much work I need on movements like that. All right, and at the end I made it wide to give me enough room to actually move around, make circles. So I want to start. You're not going to see me here. The camera doesn't cover that much footage, so I'm going to start here. Oh, this is going to be tight. I think I made it way too tight. Yep, way too tight. I'm gonna have to fix that. Make that a little wider. Give it some more space. But I am gonna still I hit that cone. Hit that cone. All right, so I should be at about that distance to practice, because I noticed also the light, the head, what do you call it, the windshield on the bike kind of blocks my vision. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open up the space a little bit more and give it about this much space. So I never worked with this type of distance, this type of training here. So this is gonna be my first time using any cones. So this is actually good for me. So I can kind of start to gauge where I'm at, gauge the weakness. All right, this should be fine. Let's try this one. It's a long bike, and moving at a slow pace is not gonna give me enough time to lean. So I need to have enough distance. This should be much better. All right, let's do it again. See guys, the one up there, I made them a little different in distances as well. Should have been able to go around that, but I decided not to. I'm gonna go again, go in the other direction. Good turn, beautiful. All right, so I got that one pretty good. Do it again. I'm not trying to go slow, I mean fast. I'm really aiming to get the control. That's a better distance. Much better distance. I'm going in this direction again. That felt much better. Much better. Right. Much better. That's what I'm talking about. That control was the truth. Okay? The control is everything. All right. I'm going to try something different now. Set up something different, and we'll see how I do with it. The purpose to me of this whole thing, it's removing all of the ego. The ego is what destroys us, and I'm keeping this video raw so you can see the mistakes I make as well. So I don't have a lot of cones, so I'm gonna go up and aim to make a right turn. I made it pretty tight. Once again, I'm judging my distance and seeing what I have, where I'm at, what I got to work on, and what I need to practice more and more. Because remember, what we're doing, we're practicing. And practicing doesn't make perfection, it just makes you better. That's what practicing does. So I'm going through. Okay, so you see it? I'm already made it way too tight. Because remember, slower pace, I'm not leaning the bike much, so I know I need to come up some distances so I can get that turn properly. I don't want it easy, but I still need to challenge myself without making it too simple, right? We don't need easy. Let's do it again. Okay, I'm gonna go in. I put my foot down there. I should have just ran out of it. I should have just trusted myself. Like my boy would say, trust and believe it. I did not trust and believe it. I don't even care if the cone is down. I'm gonna keep it loaded. There we go. Much better. That felt much more comfortable. Let's try it again. Coming in straight. There we go. Much better control. Do it one more time. I hit the clutch too soon. Let's get that whole entire game. Here we go. Coming in. All right, got it. Let's do it one more time. It's easier for the right side because the throttle is not going up like it does on the left. Much better. All right, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna work on that left side. We're gonna do the same exact drill. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually work the left side in another direction. So I'm gonna face the back of the camera. Face my back to the camera. Okay, this shouldn't be too long to set up. All right, so distance, guys, is everything. The control of it, not, you know, once again, not being cocky about it, just enjoying the ride, enjoying it. That's pretty much what it boils down to, right? I know I got to turn. So this is about a good 7 feet, maybe 8 feet apart up here on the turn. Okay, so let's try it. See what I do. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's the left side. Oh, let me put another cone up here so I know that that's where I'm turning. All right, let's see what we get here. Come on, let me get that inner Robert Simmons going. All right, so we got throttle. All right, this is tight. Went for it. I felt like the bike was gonna go over, but what I did was I still kept that pressure going. Let's do it again. I'm gonna keep that same tension. That was good. Because I'm using the rear brake, the left feels really comfortable. And remember, guys, I'm working with a new handlebar, right? And it's a taller handlebar. It's not a low handlebar. All right, here we go. Right. So what I'm making sure that the bike, I'm not gliding, I'm not using momentum to get through. I'm making sure that the bike is being controlled at all times. I'm gonna aim to get through this slower. All right, should have trusted and believed there, but my legs went down anyway. I prefer my legs to go down than my bike falling when I know I could do something about it. So that's just an excuse, but it's also real. There it is. Because when you put more power to the bike will straighten itself up. The bike basically balances itself out when you have power. And that's why most of us drop our bikes when we are moving slow, because you are riding that bike. I didn't like that one. If that was another cone, if another cone was there, I would have hit that cone. So I have to do it again one more time. Make sure I got that part situated, but I didn't hit any cones so far though. Okay, I'm loaded, rear brakes covered. Much better. Much better. All right, so that wasn't bad. That felt pretty good. Okay, so we're doing good. The practice is paying off. I'm enjoying it. All right, let's go on to the next sequence. Okay, so the rain's about to come down, but I'm still gonna do this. I have the cone set up 7 feet, equal a 14 in circle, and then I have it 14 feet, which is a 28 in circle. So 7 feet going from the middle to the next one, 14 going from the middle to the next one. So I'm gonna make some circles within the 14 feet and then build from there. All right, I'm making this part up as I'm going. First gear, start giving that control. I'm gonna go with the left turns first. I could make it even tighter. As long as I keep that clutch controlled. There we go. All right, that one I hit that cone down, which is okay. I didn't hit my bike down. All right, that was not bad. So now I'll do the same thing. I'm keeping that, I'm not worrying about that cone. Now, the problem with using the right turn with these higher bars is the clutch is higher. So your fingers, you actually start to lose some grip on your fingers. So you're holding it. There he goes. That was a good turn. That was a little wide. You just trust it. Well done. All right, so I'm pretty much done now. So I didn't need to even go with the wider one. I started with the shorter one. Started with the much shorter one, and it was pretty good. The control, you really feel it more. The more you practice it, you're never good enough. You're never too good. The more we practice this stuff, right, the better we get. This rain's about to drop. But the more we practice it, the better we get. When I have the higher bar, when I'm going into that right turn, that left handlebar is elevated. So your hands is not able to cover your clutch lever as easy as it could when you're doing the right turn, the left turn. But it's your bike, and whatever bike you have, whatever setup you have to find ways around it, right? You have to find ways around the problems and fix the problem. Because in a situation when you have to make a turn, maybe there's an emergency where everybody has to make U-turns, right? And you don't have time to play games and time to stop yourself from making those little duck walk turns, right? And you just got to probably hit that throttle, turn that bar, lean the bike a little bit, and just go full blast. You never know. Now I have my rain gear in this thing here. I don't think I'm gonna put it on. Let's see if nature works with me. So the rain gear I bought this rain gear kit right here. I'll give you guys the link of it when I get home, when I get into the video, when I'm editing the video and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, I used it the other day. I came out dry like a desert, okay? Dry like a desert. So we're gonna ride and talk. I'm not shutting this mic off until I get to the crib. There we go. Anybody could ride fast, man. Riding fast is no big deal. The bike is controlling itself. All you got to do is just send the bike in the direction to where you want to send it to. All right, so that practice was fun. What did I learn? Exactly what I said earlier, that I need to be better. How do I rate myself right now? I rate myself a number 2 out of 10. That's the way I rate myself, number 2 out of 10. And that's the way I'm gonna rate it until I get better and better and better and better. I don't feel like you could ever be good enough to practice your skills in anything. I practice my skills in being a husband. I've been married for, wow, damn near 20 years almost. And I've been a father for 24, going on 25 years and counting. I've been a business owner, a driver, a son, an uncle, a nephew, a grandson. Keep on going. This goes on. Whatever it is that we do, there's always a way to be better, right? So we could never say we know it all, or I'm good, I don't need any more practice. Practice, 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 practice. I didn't spend hours outside. You know, gas is expensive. I didn't spend a lot of time burning my gas, but I chose the skills that I wanted to learn, to master. Tie to right, tie to left, making those circles and feeling the bike as I control the throttle. I put my feet down a couple of times, and you know, I'm going for it. I could make that. Good enough distance, good enough call. But I put my feet down a couple of times with no ego, because you know what? We're all gonna do that. We're all gonna do that. If you look at any motorcycle instructors, the real ones show themselves going down on videos, right? The ones who pretend like they're so perfect will always be perfect in their head. But that's one thing I like about Robert, is the fact that this guy shows his faults. He talks about his weaknesses. Like in his recent videos, he's talking about his left turn versus his right turn and how uncomfortable he feels I forgot if it was the left or the right, but how uncomfortable he felt in one turn. I think it was the left turn, and he has to work more on it. So a person is looking at him as a beginner and saying, oh my gosh, he is awesome. But somebody who has way more knowledge than he does is looking at him and saying, yeah, he got some work to do, right? It's like me in the fitness world. I've been doing it for so many years. I'm still not good. You see, there are things that I still want to learn. There are things that I still need to fine tune in my life, right? And I'm not talking about physically. I'm not talking about looks and all that stuff, because we could always be better at that. I know I could be better with that. I don't know about you, but this little pudge in the belly can sometimes be an annoying nuisance. It pops out of nowhere. However, because I notice it, I make sure it don't get out of control, especially for us men who, as we age, because women, they gain weight in their butts, their hips, their back of their arms. We just gain weight in our bellies, so we just got to watch that. So that's my point, right? Even what I just did, well, I just finished talking about myself. I didn't talk about myself like I'm all perfect. Oh, look at me, I'm perfect. No way, not at all. So the point is, you could never be good enough. You could never be good enough. Practice, 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 practice. The more we practice, the better we get at everything that we do. I know for a fact, I feel much more confident now with this bike, because this bike is only a couple of months old, than I did when I first got the bike. Did I feel confident riding the bike? Of course. Been riding for years. But did I feel as confident making those turns? No, because I had to get used to what the bike does. You know, and then when you revving that engine, you're gonna smell some oil burning, by the way. You're gonna definitely smell oil burning. There he goes. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm practicing every moment to get without putting my feet down, because I'm in the country, not a lot of traffic. So that stop sign, if you're a police officer, don't arrest me, okay? Don't arrest me. I'm just practicing in a country where there's no traffic, okay? Don't lock me up. But my point is to just practice, 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 practice. I'm gonna do one more turn in this cul-de-sac in the bottom to the left. I'm gonna go down there and just make the turn before I head right back across to the house. So leave it in the comments. Let me know, are you guys practicing these things? Am I making sense? What do you think about the things that I practiced today? How could I be better, right? I mean, we know how we can be better, because the way I study is like this. I will study all the things. Like, I know for me, I could turn my head more, right? I know I could tilt the bike a little bit more. I know I could give it a little bit more throttle, you know, a little bit more compression in the clutch for certain parts. I know all of these things, but it doesn't mean that you can tell me. So when I ask those questions, I'm not saying that I'm ignorant to what I need to do, but maybe you might tell me something that I know I can do better. Like right now, this is a massive cul-de-sac, right? I'm not gonna take the whole turn to make the turn. I'm gonna make a smaller turn. See, made a much smaller turn. I don't want to take the whole turn. Just because it's big, it doesn't mean I need to take that whole space up. In my mind, I just made a tiny turn, and I did. That turn was actually very smooth and very small. It wasn't big. What I want to do is be able to make these turns like the width of this road. I want to be able to make these turns comfortably, right? I'm talking about comfortably without driving a bike out into the bushes. Sometimes I feel confident enough, but because I'm not practicing enough, I'm just not getting it, you know? I'm not getting it. So I'm not getting it all the time. I want to be able to get it all the time. I want to nail it all the time. I don't know if you could see it or not, but because the camera is kind of low in the helmet. But the whole point of this process is to just keep on practicing. Look at your weaknesses. Look at all the other things that's going on, because when you're on the road, every skill accomplished is another day you come home alive. And that's just being smart. Every time we practice safe riding, being a better rider, being a stronger rider, we come home safe, you see? And that's the goal. That's what I want us all to get in our heads as riders. Don't go out there trying to be pretty. Don't try to look pretty on your bike. Look good and comfortable on your bike. You see what I'm saying? Anybody can be pretty. Well, not everybody. Not everybody. I'll take that back. Not everybody. Not everybody. But being able to control your bike. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm gonna ride this thing up real slow, and I have a long driveway, and I'm gonna control this bike, keeping that thing loaded, keeping that brake covered. If you can hear the engine working, I'm not revving it really hard, just finding that spot, Here we go, working the engine. Just giving it enough play. And I'm not using the front brake at all. I'm using only my rear brake. That's it. When I feel like I need to go a little bit more, I'll give it a little bit more power. Now, can I make it in my garage without put my feet down? Let's find out. Without speeding. Did it. Practice, practice, practice. All right, family. Leave your message, leave the comments, let me know what's up. Subscribe to the channel. I always love talking to you guys. You're awesome. I'm out of here. Peace.